Trust in the Lord your God with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all things, acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. Amen. We thank God for today. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and share some of the pieces that touches my heart so much about raising kids. I just want to share that, go out there and share that with you. And it's taking a verse from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. It says that teach children in the way that fits their needs. Teach children in a way that fits their needs. It says, if you are a parent, do you ever wish for a parenting do-over? A second chance to raise your kids? With hindsight and insight, you think you would do it right this time. Yeah? Parenting is both rewarding and guilt-inducing. I know a lot of parents who are they feel so guilty of a lot of things that they've done in their parenting. Okay, so parenting is both rewarding and guilt-inducing. It's rewarding because we love our children and they bring us so much joy. It's guilt-inducing because we blame ourselves for their shortcomings and misfortunes. Where did I go wrong as a parent, we may ask? There is no perfect parent, and there is no universal blueprint because every child is born unique. And that's something that we all have to understand very well, that every child is unique. Every child is unique with unique needs, unique everything. Every child is unique. Psychologists told us our children were born a blank slate, waiting for us to write life instructions on them. Not so. Babies are miniature people, born in sin and shaping in iniquity. See Psalm 51 verse 5. They are given to us to figure out as we try to mold them spiritually. Please listen to this and take it seriously. It says we mold them spiritually, morally, socially, and intellectually. So that's a question you should be asking yourself as a parent right now. Am I molding my children spiritually? Am I molding my children morally? Am I molding my children socially and intellectually? And assess it, review it, and see where you're falling short. And a lot of these things that you got to do, you have to have them within you before you can teach, and even before you can even assess it. You see, so you have to review these things. Okay, let's continue. It says, but although there is no one-size-fits-all formula for success, there are God-given principles that work whether you are a new parent or a grandparent or someone who works with children. I like this because it's telling us that yes, there is no blueprint, a universal thing, but there is something. There is something that works in all things. There is something available that you can use to be successful. So although children are different and all that, there is something. And that's the thing that it says, God-given principles that works anywhere, everywhere, and it works anytime with any child. It works. It just works because it's God-given principles. And God-given principles are universal. It doesn't say that this works only for this kind of people or this only works for this kind of people. It is universal. God principles are universal. And that's why I normally say that, look, the things I read in the Bible and share here, they are not just for Christians. They are for everyone because God is a God of all flesh. So his principles are for all flesh. It's not for one particular people. It's not for one religious sect or anything. No, it is for all flesh. And that is where it gives me so much joy that all the things that I learn in the Bible and all the things that I learned from my parenting, I can share with any and everyone because God's principles are for everyone. Okay, so it says, teach children in a way that fits their needs, and even when they are old, they will not leave the right path. And that is from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Notice some key words here. It says teach, which implies imparting information in a consistent, understandable way. Toddlers learn better with pictures. Older kids need us to use contemporary language. Yeah. If they don't get it, we probably didn't teach it well enough. And the thing is, if they don't get it and you don't get them, they will put you in the category that you don't understand. And when they put you in that category you don't understand, boy, you are in for it. So yes, especially your teenagers and your young people and your young adults. when they put you in that category that you don't understand. It's a difficult place to come out of. So then you have to, that's why it's so important to be able to put all those steps in when they are very young. Put those steps in that develop that relationship between you in a way that even when it's challenged later on in the years, there's always that grounding, there's always that inner conviction that they will draw on to find their way back onto the right path. And that's what Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6 is saying. It says, if they don't get it, we probably didn't teach it well enough. Children means old enough to understand. A way that fits their needs implies knowing their personality and abilities and tailoring your teaching to fit them. Sometimes we shout anytime we just want to give instructions. All we do is give instructions. Give instructions. Do this, don't do this. Give instructions all the time. Demand things. Command things. And that's all we tend to do without actually teaching anything. We don't really teach anything. But it says that we should actually teach knowledge. We should teach them things that impact. We take into consideration their personality, takes into consideration their ability, tailoring it to their needs. So that means comparing one child with another is so terribly wrong. That means even comparing yourself as a parent to another parent is so terribly wrong. And the fact is, if you are doing that with yourself as a parent, comparing yourself to another parent, then chances are you compare your child to another child. And that is so wrong. That is not right. If you find yourself in a position where you don't compare yourself to another parent, then you're also on the path not to compare your child to another child, because you have that ingrained in you. You have that as a conviction for yourself, and that means you will do the same for your child. Okay, so when God's principles fit the child's unique characteristics, they are more likely to adopt and follow them. So when God's principles fit the child's unique characteristics, they are more likely to adapt and follow them. This is amazing. So I hope that you have picked up a word or two from what I've talked about. If you have any concerns, if you have any worries, if you have anything that you want to talk further about, please then reach out. But other than that, it says, well, teach your child in a way that fits their needs. If you don't know what those needs are, then you have to figure it out. Or then you can also reach out, and then we can work something out together. Because at the end of the day, you know your children better than anyone, and it's a matter of tailoring your parenting to meet those needs. God bless you, and I always say, love is patient, love is kind.